Hey guys, this is IrieStarcraft and I'm back to cast another game for you. This one is going to be a 4 versus 4 on Outpost. And before I get to the players, I just wanted to say that I know it's been a while since I've cast any games. I've been super busy guy. I've been recording a record and I started a new job a few weeks ago and I'm going to be going full-time on that job now, apparently. We'll see. So things are only going to get a little bit tougher for me. I had to turn down an opportunity to cast the 2v2 Zeek.com Masters tournament because I just honestly just don't have it in me to be working that much. And I know it is fun to cast games, but it is those 4-hour marathons on those tournaments, that is work. And I just don't have the energy when I get back from a full day of work. So either way, I'm gonna do my best right now to try and keep it hot, keep it fresh for you. I'm gonna introduce the players. We have Expendables here. He is the red Terran. His teammate MarodeuR, sort of like the French version of MarodeuR. Apparently, he is a purple Terran, and we have a teal Protoss here, Sunshine. DerGuaDeJack. He is the blue Terran, so TTTP versus Justraw. He is the pink Terran, and Tanishq, the yellow Terran, and Amicus, the orange Terran. Man, there are a lot of Terrans. And their teammate will be MacGyver, the green Zerg. And it should be noted that this is the first time there's an odd fast expansion, possibly sort of a sneak expansion there by MacGyver. Interesting. Keep that in mind. But yeah, I am testing out a new program I got called SE2 Chat Editor, which lets me edit the chat in replays. So what I've been doing, or trying to do at least on this game, is I'm removing the allied chat from the replays that I do from now on. I'm gonna start doing that, I think, unless anyone has an objection. If you do, post it. But sometimes you miss out on a couple of funny things here or there, but really the allied chat can give away who is going to win the game so many times that it's just not worth it. But as you can see, I'm leaving the all chat, so if there is any sort of trash talking, you guys will get to see that. But you won't get to see any sort of allied chat because I want to keep it a secret who sent me the replay, because 95% of the time they are the team that won. And so anyway, let's get to this game. I've been unable to really play much StarCraft recently, so forgive me if I'm rusty with some of my stuff. But we have a lot of Marines out here. We have 3 racks from Expendables, and MarodeuR, he has a 4th racks on the way. Pretty standard opener from Sunshine, it looks like here. There's a drone hiding down there from MacGyver. That is a sneaky drone. I'm not gonna make any MacGyver jokes, I promise. I will not do that. Sunshine throwing a pylon down up here in the front for faster warping, and lots and lots of Marines, and a Zealot here. So it looks like, let's see, we are going to see some more gateways here. And expect the bottom team to be extremely aggressive here with a lot of... I hope he doesn't trap this Stalker. Is that what's happening? What is going on here, Sunshine? You're sketching me out, man. You're tripping me out, man. It's crazy. I think he trapped a Stalker in there. Either way, the Marines are on the way across the map, and guess what? MacGyver has a Zergling at this watchtower, so he sees that. Marines will take care of that, but now the top team knows that it is on the MacGyver trying to throw down a spine crawler at his expansion. That is not going to happen, and this expansion appears to be doomed from the start. Tanishq does not want to throw away his Marauders into this beefy group of Marines here, and Amicus actually with a Reaper out. I did not see any harassment there by the Reaper in the back line. I don't think it did do any harassment. I was checking the hit points there on those SUVs, but right now Expendables has a ton of Marines up inside of MacGyver's face. He is picking off Overlords, forcing Amicus to run all the way back. He's got to keep this Reaper alive, and bringing the SUVs off the line is Amicus to soak up some hits. And that is exactly what he needs to do and buy some more time as Expendables is continuing to send Marines across the map. We're going back and forth right now in the orange base. And it looks like now Tanishq has come around the backside with some of these beefy Marauders. And here comes some Zerglings from MacGyver. And that will clean up the Marines. Where is Expendables' teammates this whole time? It looks like MarodeuR has been trying to pick off reinforcements here or what. Now he's running away past this this Marauder. It would have been a free kill there. But and what a man, what was the rest of the bottom team doing during that? Yeah, man, Amicus got it right, man. The only guy that was making anything happen there was the red guy. And now we go, here we go. We're going to try and push it out on the left side. The timing not very good on this. And not even going to bother trying to take out that bunker. And now the Stalkers pushing right up the gut. These Stalkers are taking a lot of damage. It looks like the bunker is going to go down, however, and the couple of Zealots are up inside the base, but Tanishq and Amicus coming around the backside. Some Banelings are morphing in right now for MacGyver, and he may not even need those Banelings as these Marauders are just ripping through the Stalkers. And that attack is thwarted as well. So the top team, a nice job holding off that early rush. And the bottom team, and what is going, as Marauder continuing to send Marines up in here, and the Banelings make quick work of all of those. I feel like he could have used a little bit less Banelings to blow those all up. I'm not sure. Maybe not. But either way, nice save of the expansion there by MacGyver with the Banelings. I love watching Banelings blow up. Even if they are, it takes a ton of them to kill a few Marines, but hey. And I gotta practice saying this guy's name right. MarodeuR. MarodeuR. Not Marauder. He is MarodeuR. And alright, so what are we settling into up here? We are building a starport and a reactor. So, looks like a bio-heavy build coming out of Amicus, and this factory probably not going to be doing much. An expansion on the way here, expansion already finished, orbital command on the way here for Tanishq. This expansion somehow, some way, has managed to survive from MacGyver. Nicely done there, spreading some creep to connect it. And it looks like Expendables is going to be grabbing an expansion down in this location, and a nice timed SCV transfer for him. And let's see, what is he working on? He's getting actually more barracks here. Not even bothering to tech up, just working on his economy and starting to get some infantry upgrades. We have tanks on the way for MarodeuR and some more factories on the way as well. He's got his expansion kicking pretty well now. And Sunshine making a probe transfer. And what is Sunshine working on? He has got a robotics facility coming out. And that's a long line of barracks here for DerGuaDeJack. DerGuaDeJack. And he is going to continue to make Marines, and now working on some medevacs as soon as he becomes unsupply blocked here. And Justraw has dropped 4 mules down at this fresh new base. So this is a seriously Terran heavy game right now, and everyone is floating command centers and dropping mules. So the incomes could be pretty off the charts right now. You see Justraw hitting 1900 there for a second, and it looks like Justraw finding a proxy pylon here. Just going to take care of that real quick. A lot of Marauders here in this group, and with Sunshine, he's going to need some Immortals. I think I saw him building one. He does have one. We have a robotics bay. We do on the way for Sunshine. So Colossi will be on the way shortly. And it looks like DerGuaDeJack is going to have something to say about this top base down here. At the same time, these armies from the bottom 2 Terran players will be moving up as well. And Stim going off, going to quickly snipe out that command center and get all of these SCVs. A nice play there by DerGuaDeJack. However, he is now trapped, and Tanishq and Justraw are going to force him into a liftoff. A great play there, lifting off into the medevacs and escaping. And meanwhile, the armies from the bottom team, a couple of siege tanks in here. Siege mode has completed, and there goes the siege mode. Here come the Banelings from MacGyver, just steamrolling all of the Marines from Expendables. And now Tanishq is going to be pushing forward Still does not have stim research somehow. But no matter. As actually DerGuaDeJack landing on the high ground, getting all kinds of free shots off here on this army moving by below. As there is no vision for the high ground at all for the top team. And Tanishq and Justraw are getting pretty deep into enemy territory here. Going to be trying to snipe down at this command center. They will be able to get the command center, but now the army is trapped. Will he be able to get down this Colossus? Yes, very quickly. And now one immortal inside this army is going to be very close, but DerGuaDeJack coming back to help out his teammate, stimming up the Marines, taking care of business there. At the same time, Amicus, it looks like, has been doing some sort of drop harassment. And I'm not sure how successful that was. It looks like some of these SCVs were taking damage there. And I may have missed some sort of attack down at the bottom. So I apologize for that, you guys. Here comes some banelings from MacGyver. Unable to get into that army. Man, if you're going to do that, you got to send them all, man. You got to send them all. So I'm going to be setting up a little bit of a contain up around the top here, it looks like. Tanishq has a couple of siege tanks here, and some scans now going off as the bottom team is going to be pushing forward, clearing off some of this creep that's making these banelings go so fast. And top team has got to be a little worried here about this press. There are a bunch of siege tanks in here. You see MarodeuR creeping his siege tanks forward, and now going to be stimming up a piece of his army to see what is up here. And Tanishq getting suckered down in here, and getting a huge surround is the bottom team, but not going to be pushing too far forward. Here come the Baileys. They're going to steamroll all of the Marines. Oh man. Bailey's chasing down Marines all the way down the creep. Beautifully done there from MacGyver. Just melting away all of the bio army. And now the siege tanks are pretty vulnerable. If he has any Zerglings, he could send those to pick off the siege tanks. But for the time being, it looks like they are going to be content to sit back. And now Tanishq going to be bringing, and actually Amicus bringing a couple of tanks down here. It looks like Tanishq may think about doing a drop right on top of these siege tanks. It's usually a pretty effective strategy when there's not enough bio to protect the tanks. And that's exactly what he is going to do, and along with the Zerglings, they will be able to break that contain at the same time. DerGuaDeJack, he is going to be pressing up the top side, going to be denying that expansion there. But it was canceled in time for Justraw, and this time he makes a planetary fortress at this base over here. And some Zerglings actually managing to run by here for MacGyver and getting a whole bunch of probe kills. Wow. These stalkers will need a little bit of help to take care of the Zerglings being so pesky and annoying right there. Getting all these SCV kills, man. I'm telling you guys. In team games, if you're a Zerg player, just do this once in a while, every few minutes. Just send a few Zerglings by, because it is such a pain to deal with. Look how many SCVs this tiny little group of Zerglings is getting. And at the same time, the bottom team trying to make a big push. There is a couple of Colossi in this army for Sunshine. He is steamrolling the bio for the top team. They're going to be in trouble here, as Tanishq has a couple of siege tanks in the back, but this army is just too beefy. He is going to need some help, as now the Protoss Death Ball is pressing right up into the main for Tanishq. I'm not so sure about this decision here from Sunshine. I feel like he could have taken out maybe an expansion here. He could be going for MacGyver's expansion right now with this army. Instead, he is distracted. What is he distracted by? What is going on here? I'm not so sure. But now it's scooting up into the main. And I'm worried about this right now. I'm just really worried. I don't know. This is a pretty powerful army, but he is breaking one of the IrieStarcraft rules of thumb for team games, and that is don't go up inside the main base unless you're 100% sure. And by 100% sure, I mean you know that there isn't another large army lurking around outside that can trap you. There is no blink on these stalkers. but he is doing quite a bit of damage. Now reinforced with an extra Colossus here. Going to be moving right towards Yellow's main here. But there are a lot of Marines and a bunch of siege tanks here now from Amicus going to be sieging up. And if these Marines can stem up, and they are going to push right up into this army, going to be trying to snipe down the Colossi. The Marines are spreading out pretty nicely here, but look how fast the Colossi melt them. This is pretty much an even exchange, but the difference going to be the siege tanks in the back and the medevacs in the air, keeping a handful of Marines alive there. A nice play by Amicus to trap that army. I'm telling you, Sunshine broke rule number 1 there. You don't want to move yourself into a position that you can't get out of. If you look at what's really happened during that attack, he really didn't do that much. He killed a few production facilities. He killed a couple factories, a starport, and like a few barracks. I mean, really, you know, the SCV lines and the command centers weren't even taken out during that attack. So was it really worth it, or would you be better served to deny these fresher bases here and have yourself an escape route? I'm telling you guys, as here comes some more banelings, steam-rolling MarodeuR, and there goes all of those Marines, and a nice job there saving a bunch of these banelings by MacGyver, and Amicus is just doing work right now in this game. As the top team seems to be in a bit of a better position, but DerGuaDeJack is also he has a huge army of Marines, and he is going to be, running into some banelings and not lifting up in time there. One of his medevacs was able to lift up some Marines, and Amicus looks like it's going to push him out. Tanishq as well, picking off a bunch of medevacs. Another stem could pick off a couple more medevacs. It looks like the one that has the Marines in it is going to get away, but a huge loss there for the blue Terran player, as MacGyver and Amicus doing work down here on the bottom. MacGyver is just blowing up Marines all over the place with those banelings. It's definitely a pretty sight to see. As now the top team seems to be thinking, okay, we definitely got the upper hand now. We've killed the Protoss Death Ball. We've killed Blue's army. And at the same time, it looks like Red has managed to lose his base down here, and I somehow did not see how that happened. Maybe there was a dropship play going on. Sorry about that, you guys, but I did miss that base going down. I will have to check that out after this is over. A couple of Colossi are out here for Sunshine, but it just does not look like it is going to be enough, as this million siege tanks here in the back from Amicus is just proving there's just no way to fight that right now for the left team. They have no air army to speak of. MacGyver is actually building a Nidus network right now. And I love me some Nidus. Zerg players do not use Nidus enough, in my opinion, in StarCraft anymore. And especially in team games, Nidus networks can be so cool. So cool. If you guys have any good replays of Nidus network play, please send me and let me know so that I know what to do it. I love me some Nidus. As Blue has now left the game, Red has left the game. Looks like that is going to just about do it here. As the top team, this is a pretty exciting game here. I must say so. I must say so myself. Pretty exciting. Lots of action back and forth. The bottom team, a couple of critical errors. They didn't time their attacks very well, and the Protoss player got too far up in this base without, I mean, if you're going to sack your army that way, because in a 4v4, if you go up, march into somebody's base, there's a high probability that someone else has a big army and they're going to trap you with. And I already talked about this, yeah, but it's a pretty big mistake. And you got to weigh the pros and cons here. Okay, if I'm going to sacrifice my whole army here, what am I going to be able to do? You better be able to do some serious damage. And there wasn't much left here to do. So, anyway, thank you Tanishq for sending me this game. Here's the Nidus Worm popping out for MacGyver. I wonder if he got a Nidus Worm out earlier in here. I doubt it, but anyway, I'll check it out. Oh, maybe it was some Mutalisk. Either way, man, I can sit here and speculate or go watch the replay. So anyway, thank you Tanishq for sending me this game. It was a pleasure to cast, and that's going to do it for me. This is IrieStarcraft, and peace out.